Hi, my name is Royden. My surname is Crawford. I live here in South Africa. I'm a disciple of God and Jesus. I'm one of three in the world that can actually hear the actual voice of God himself. 2 years I had a visit from him ago, and I'm not just any, I can hear the actual voice of God. I've done a lot in my life. I've been to the Olympics. I've been to being a snooker champion, pool champion. I've been a chess player, and I'm now the #1 chess player in the world. I'm up there with Magnus Carlsen. I play it on chess.com. I'm turning 50 this year, and it'll be by the 3rd of January 2021. And not to be accepted in life, not just by yourself, by other people as well. We need to be accepted. What can we do in life to be really honest and truthful? Because truth sometimes matters more in life than anything that we do. Honor, respect, love, and it matters most. Sometimes money is not important, but it needs to be done to survive. It is a necessity to survive, but not what we do. It makes the choice that everything that we do can be possible to do what's right in life. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices, and sometimes the sacrifices that we make can be the wrong ones. It's the choices that we make that define us for what we are. And no matter what we do is not good enough. Sometimes fear controls us. Sometimes memory loss. Sometimes we are impossible enough. We swear. We repeat. We do things that are not in the natural human nature. But everybody's got a right in the Human Rights Act saying that we do have rights no matter what we do as human beings. We got rights to say no, rights to say yes, to speak our minds when we do. But everything what we do sometimes can backfire in every single way possible, not just by your words, by your actions as well. By your actions can define you, and your actions can lead you to a far better destiny than other human beings can be. To be perfect, it's not easy that we need to do, because what are we? At the end of the day, what are we? We're human. And being human, you got to have brains, you got to have intelligence, you got to know what's right, you got to have to pay the bills, you got to have family, you got to have to take care of a family. And someday I will have a family. Yes. Because my name's Royden, my name's Crawford. Yes. I've had nobody in my life since the age of 6 years old. I've always wanted a girlfriend or a wife, and I'm at the age of 50 now, going on. It's been 49 years that I've had nobody in my life. I've only had my family to take care of. My mom's 75. So what do? I take care of my mom. My brother's living in Australia. And what can we do? So I'm looking for somebody to be loved. I'm looking to be loved. I want someone to have something in common with, and I want something to love me for who I am, not for what I stand for. That person must love and have true love within themselves, as well as loving with you, for me, and love God for who He really is, and would love themselves within God's grace. I have a dog. Her little dog is a Maltese, and the Maltese is called Angels, and she's here with me at the moment. Right, Angels? There, that's my dog, and she's a beautiful dog, and she is so lovely. So she is my child. I speak to her as a human being, and she understands by the licks. I can understand her by the licks that she talks, and the licks that she gives is like talking to another human being. She's a very intelligent animal, so much so that I think she was one of the best. And to top this off, I'm looking for marriage, and I want to be married someday, and I want to be loved, but I'm at the age of 50, and it's going close to impossible. And at 50 years old, what we need, how do we do it? Sometimes, to be honest and truthful matters more, but to be loved inside of ourselves, we've got to accept ourselves, have something in common with somebody else. Sometimes we've got to talk to them and have something to talk about. Relationships are not easy. It's a process. It's got to work on it every single day of your life. So, in my case, I like movies. I like romance. I like to have a romance. I would listen to the person, the woman, and I would understand her problems. Whatever the problem is, I try to help her and I try to work it out. But in the same sense, it has to be 50-50 on both sides when a person gets married. Not just solve a problem out. Your wife has got to be put first. And then you got to put your wife in every sense of the word in your life first. Because divorce and marriages and other people breaking up in life and their wives sleep with other people and it's not right. What life is, sometimes your wife will sleep with somebody else. And what is it really worth? Do you forgive your wife? Yes. Do you have respect for her? Yes. To be honored by her? Yes. But sometimes you've got to forgive within yourself. That's what matters, yes. But to have kids, I will have kids someday. I'm actually a virgin, truthfully, at the moment now. And I'm not just saying that because it is reality. No matter, so I'm at the age of 50, and that's not right. I have never been with any woman in my life. I've been alone since the age of 6 till the age of 49 years. And January the 3rd, I'm turning 50, so it's 50 years. in the next 50 years, I'm looking for somebody that can love me. And I'm looking to be loved within myself and within her. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen the worst of human nature. I was a car guard at one stage in life. I was the very first car guard in the whole of Africa. And to tell you this, it's not easy because they're all over the world by now, and they're all over South Africa now, and not anybody can just say that because it's the truth. And I've been to the Olympics. I've been to being a snooker champion, pool champion. I'm a PlayStation expert, 1, 2, 3, 4, and movie expert. And I sing. I'm not that good. People say I'm pretty good. But the thing is, they say I must go for the boys or for idols or X Factor or something like that. So they say it actually is very good. Do I believe them? Yes. But family sometimes comes first in your life. I have to be there to the very end with my mom. She's 75. She forgets sometimes. She's got a partial memory. Don't get me wrong, I do love her. I love her with all my heart. And not just that, my brother, I love him as well, his family. Yeah, my brother's name is Mark Crawford, Shelley Ridden, Brandon and Kristen. That's his son and daughter. My uncle's name is Peter Slubbert. My mom just had a cousin pass away by grief. She had her mother pass, and she had one of her other cousins by the name of Juppie, which is going through her town. But it's how we move on. It's not how we deal with it. We've got to make the choice of accepting grief and sometimes getting over it and move on in life. So, in my case, I was very close with my mom's cousin Tommy. And that's the truth here. And I'm not well with it. I have never cried in my life. Ever. I've not shed a tear. Not once. Even at the age of 6 years old. And to top that off, I suffer with epilepsy. I suffer with dyslexia. I'm asthmatic. I'm on tablets for epilepsy and asthma. I can't read or write properly. I could talk the words like I'm talking to a normal human being, but I cannot spell it. I can read 50%, not 100%. And okay, the dyslexia, I'm highly intelligent, like 50 to 60 years ahead of my time. People have called me genius because I've got wisdom in life before anything else that we need to do in life. It's so advanced. I'm up. My IQ is like 1,300, and I'm up there with Einstein and a few others. Tom Cruise has got dyslexia. Whoopi Goldberg's got dyslexia. A few other film stars I can remember, Clint Eastwood and Will Smith. But I've met Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've met one of the Kennedy family in my life. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is a friend of mine in reality. And I've met Michael Jackson. And to top that off, I'm the #1 in the world for chess on chess.com. So, what we do matters. But how it came to be that I am dyslexic, asthma, and epilepsy, I fell off a dog's kennel and by the age of 4 years old. It is very accurate because it's the truth. And to top that off, on top of that, I'm a normal human being because of the epilepsy and that. I have feelings. Sometimes my feelings get hurt. But don't get me wrong, I shout, I swear, I lie, I cheat sometimes. But I don't mean anything in life. I don't mean the words that I say. I just try to be the best person I can be in life. But being a bit perfect doesn't come every day, and to be strength in every way possible, it's not easy. What we do, not just for ourselves, for other people in life, we need help sometimes. We have to ask for help. But in my case, when I ask for help, I never get help. Publicly, romantically, or in the street, sometimes people need help. But in my case, sometimes whenever I ask for help, I never get it. Because no one cares. Because I suffer with a disability, because of the epilepsy, asthma and dyslexia, I can understand. But it's also the dyslexia is the highly intelligent beyond 50 or 60 years ahead of my time. And to say this is not easy. I've also been the truth here, what I'm about to say. I've been dead, brought back from the dead for over 20 minutes. And you can confirm that with my mom. Because I saw how heaven is truly like. Not many people could talk about heaven. Because we're all perfect up in heaven. No? That's the truth. And we meet our family in heaven. They come up and they talk to us. I got brought back. My grand talked to me when I was there. My grand said things in my dream when I was dreaming the other night. But this happened many years ago when my father approached me. People that I knew, my opa's brother, people from a club, Durban Wanderers, they approached me. People had passed away at Woodlands Bowling Club I knew very well. I had a best friend by the name of Brian Lane. I still miss him up to this day. And I speak to him now and again, once in a while. He lives in Durban. and it's a place called Yellowwood Park. I've got over 200 friends here in a place called Sandown. I live in a complex, and it's called Block 17, Unit 164. And to say that I do have a bank card, a Visa. I want to set up a credit account for Bitcoins to pay for a date. I want to go on a date. And a dating site, like just take this afternoon. I was speaking to someone on a dating site by the name of Fiona. I don't know her surname, but many other women on dating sites. But I am interested in women. But the thing is, to be registered, to have the knowledge, to activate apps, it takes knowledge to do all these things. And sometimes people don't know how to act in life, because we have to have the knowledge to enter the app, set it up by Google, set account up, set a YouTube account, and for me, in my case, I've got a YouTube account. I've got 85 followers on YouTube under R. Crawford, Royden Crawford. And I would like it to grow, make a business of it. Yes. I would like to have a business running of my own someday. And I would like to carry on. I would like to be a porn star and to have my dreams. My dream, and this is true, what I'm about to say, I've always wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to be a Hollywood film star. I wanted to be in movies and to act. It's not impossible. Don't get me wrong. I've got a lot of friends here in the Sandown. One of them in particular works for Warner Brothers. Another one does music videos at work here. There are some people here, international companies that work in the music industry. But I've got my mom's friend that comes down once a year. His name's Arthur Goby. And he does in a live band. And he plays music from the old 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And he's very good. And the singer's name is Paul Sutton. I know him very well. To top that off, that people have to accept you for who you are. And how they look at you. How do you be accepted? You try help people? Yes. What we are is human beings. God gave us life inside of, and we've got to accept life itself. Without life, what can we really do? And without life within, when we were born, we came in this world with life. We are breathing air, oxygen. We are breathing all these things in life. We've had colds. We've gone over colds. We have had fear. We've gone over fear, but fear is that's another subject altogether. Because fear can control you. It can lead to suicide. It can lead to misery. It can lead to depression. It can lead to crime. It could lead to having sex. It could lead to violence. And violence is never the answer in life, in any form. But we are the ones to deal within ourselves to have the strength to go through with life. And when we are the ones going through life, it's not easy. So what is life? What is life really about? To be there for one another? To have bills? When we die, at the end of the day, and that's the God honest truth, this is the God honest truth, when we die, nothing can be taken with us. There's another journey to take place, a spiritual journey. And when we get to heaven or hell, which doesn't matter which one it is, but to be being in hell, it's not a joke. You burn, and you'll burn for the rest of eternity. You would rather be in heaven. You would rather see God and accept God, and God will accept you, and He will love you for who you are. Because we got no faults. Because Jesus has forgiven us whatever we have ever done in our lives. Because when He died, He forgave our sins. No matter what we do, we are already forgiven in life. So what we have to have the courage for is to have the courage to survive and do what's right. So even in the presence of fear, you've got to have the courage to stand up for yourself, for other people, and sometimes defend yourself. And to defend yourself is not easy. In my case, I've learned martial arts, and karate, aikido, judo, taekwondo, and kickboxing, and kung fu. I've also have done training in gyms. I got a YouTube channel by the name of Royden Crawford, and I would like everybody on this YouTube channel to subscribe to this video on Facebook, on YouTube, and I would like them to do this. I would like this to go worldwide, and I would like this to go global and live. So I would like you to consider this, because what we need every day when we leave our doors of our home, because it's dangerous out there. Anybody can just get killed like that, because even anything in life can kill us. No matter even if it's just a ant, cockroach, a spider, snake, all that. But intelligence, like for an example, an animal like a dog, it's called a dog. A snake is not an insect. A spider is not an insect. But crocodiles is an animal, but it needs to survive. It eats human flesh, but it survives by killing in the water. And same with snakes. Snakes sometimes eat rats, sometimes they eat scorpions, sometimes they just want a warm place to survive. But spiders, they like the moisture in life. So insects are not every day. You get poisons as well as the good parts of life. And the good parts of life, that you got to look at life. And life, you got to look how good life can really be. Sometimes it is so beautiful. Like today, for example, when I was walking around in this complex that I live in, the sunsets were so beautiful. Um, and to top that off, I spoke to a lot of people, invited a lot of people to my birthday party, and because of my birthday is on the 3rd of January, I'm having my party in December the 11th, and it's 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Bring in Brian, and it'll be over 1,000 or 2,000 or 300 people, but it's 360 units that we live in a complex called Sandown. So I would say 90% of that is maybe coming, or some of them not. There's a lot of people that said they won't be coming, and a lot of them said they will. I've got a lot of friends, over 1,000 friends here in a place called Sandown, where before, when I was 16, I only had one friend in my life, and the one friend I had was Brian Lane, and I've had him since high school. Over 20 years I've known him. Then I knew his father, and I knew his mother. When his mother passed, his mother was a friend of mine. I saw her also when I was up there as well. When she was a very good friend to me, and I helped Brian Lane with his mother when he was grieving. Up to this day, he still misses her. And what can we do? Sometimes we got to be have life to help people. I've got now a best friend called Ruben. I've got a friend now called Sam, who's an Indian little boy, and he's also, but his real name is called Raul. That's his real name. I've also got friends that is Chad and Martinez, Erasmus. That's his. Then he lives in Joburg, and he's a carrier for a courier company. And I know people from work that is estate agents, not just one, all over. My neighbor next door to me upstairs in block 17, unit 165, her name's Vanessa. I know her family very well, and I've met her family, her brother, her aunt, her cousins. Yes, she is such a person that believes in God, and a person that is very religious. And to be religious, there's nothing wrong with it, but I once, long time ago, went through a depression, and one time I was suicidal. At one time I was having problems illegally. I won't deny that, but I got over it. I put my past behind me. I had friends like Vanessa to help me through life. I had friends to help me through the problems that I had. But your best friends help you whenever they can, and they can see the problems that you got through, and they can actually help you deal with situations and give you advice. When I met Ruben for the first time, he was a very nice guy, and he moved in to the flat above, and I helped him with his moving, and we became very good friends. But when he moved away to the Netherlands, he gave us all his coffee cups, his bed. He gave me a lava lamp. There's a lot that he gave us, and he was a nice guy. He actually played for a rugby team called the Western Province Rugby Team for South Africa, and to have a best friend like that is a celebrity, and to be a celebrity is not easy, because I tell you what, I am a celebrity, and that is the truth, because in this complex that I live in, that I'm very well known for chess, I'm very well known to just being a disciple of God, I'm very well known for people that are on my YouTube channel. I've got 85 followers, and I would like to say this now. Please vote on Royden Crawford and let it go live to stream on YouTube, through Facebook. Link it, please. And I would also wish that we someday that I can find the right woman to marry. Because this video that I'm sending now, I'm going to send it live on Facebook, and I'm going to send it live on YouTube. I'm going to get a subscriber account to subscribe to it, because I've got an account. I want to make it with ads and that, but I want to start off a business. And the business I'm thinking of starting is chess and some music. I want to shoot a music video, and I actually want to become a proper singer someday. Nothing's impossible in life if you just believe. Sometimes impossible things in life can happen. Miracles can happen every single day. You just got to look and believe it will happen. Because sometimes God sends something your way when you very least expect it. When you speak to people that you don't even know that can be done, because you don't know unless you speak to a person that you don't know. You end up making friends with that person, and you remember them, and they be friends with you for the rest of your life. And to top that off, the people in the public see you for who you are, and some of them are your friends. I've been in this country, South Africa, and in Cape Town. I've been 12 years in South Africa, in Cape Town itself. 12 years. And in this place called Sandown, I've been here 5 years. I was living with my brother at his place called, in Tableview, called Arnhem Road. And I built a granny flat from the ground up, literally from the bricks to right up to sand to the everything. I was one of 4 people that did a granny flat. I know how to do business, work with my hands. I also know how to do many other things that to help people in life, with relationships, marriages, or otherwise. But what we need is the strength within inside of ourselves to accept who we truly are. And who we truly are is human beings, but nobody will see the courage that you have to go through every single day. Because we are the ones that has to go through life with the choices that we make, and we've got to deal with everything that life throws at us. And to be accepted with yourself and with for others. How can everything that we do be wrong in life? Sometimes it could be right. Right is always the right answer. It's never the wrong answer. Sometimes being truthful matters in a person's life. Person never keeps their word of honor. They never speak about their family. Some people, they just don't care. But we all need help. Sometimes it's the word help. It's H-E-L-P. Help is what we need. Publicly, financially, or business, or family, or wife, or even street or homeless. But we need help. I have seen the worst case scenario in life, because I've seen people have sex in front of me, being a car guard directly. Like I said on this video, I've seen people beer bottles to one another's heads directly, cutting them. And when I had an asthma attack, an epilepsy attack, just a few months back, they sent me to a place called The Noon, where I still get my tablets from. And it was in the theatre department for emergency people. I saw a person come in there with a knife wound to his brain, and the brains were open, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But you cannot have the fear within you there to look at something like that. You just got to look at it and think to yourself, hey, and you put your mind somewhere else. Because putting your mind somewhere else in life, like if you think of something and it is not possible, well, you got to find a solution to a problem that we do have to do. Because your feelings sometimes get hurt, and if you can't see a problem correctly, you ignore the problem and it will become more serious in life. And to be more serious, we all need sometimes to let go. To let go within ourselves, and to let go of the stress, and to let go with life within ourselves and to help other people. But we don't have to disrespect them. We don't have to disrespect life itself. Because at the end of the day, we can help one another. No matter what we are human beings. We need to help. Not just by words, by action. Because what we are is human beings. We got rights. We got the Human Rights Act. We got the rights to be strong in life. We got the rights to say no. We got the rights to be heard. And we got the government is right to say right and wrong. But we are got something going on now called COVID-19. People die from it, and as they've been dying around the world, it's now got to the stage of stage 4. And stage 4 frightens the shit of everybody, excuse my language, because I suffer with dyslexia, and I also have epileptic asthma. I can't speak properly because of the dyslexia. But the truth is, I'm honest. I've always been honest in life. I've always told the truth. No matter what I do, I always tell the truth. No matter if it's a person that's disrespecting me, I always tell the truth. I ignore people sometimes because they think they're right. Not everybody is right in life. Not everybody is right. Because they got their own opinion, their own choices. They don't. So what do? You try help when you can. When you can help people, you get the chance to help people. I grew up in a place called Durban, and it's called Montclair, and it was near a place called the Bluff area, and the road was called Crozier Road in Montclair. I was born in Joburg, and I was born there. I didn't grow up there. I was there when I was younger, yes. But I grew up in Durban, and I've been in Durban over 20 years. Then I moved to Cape Town. I was now in Cape Town 12 years. And then my brother put me in a place called Sandown. I'm here for 5 years now in a complex court. And I teach people how to play chess here. And just, excuse me, say this is not easy. Because I always tell the truth. And I love to have a wife someday. And I want to be married, yes. But the wife I want to have something in common with her. If she likes movies, she likes family, she likes animals, she likes plants, and she likes horror movies, I would prefer a woman that also likes a bit of horror. And that's the truth. And I would also like a person that doesn't be scared all the time. Because fear will control you. Sometimes fear within yourself, it's not a good thing in life. But women got their own opinion in life of what you look like and what you care. Sometimes they think about money. Money is not everything. Sometimes, and we need it to survive, yes. But in the same sense, we need the money to survive, to have the money, to have paying bills, to pay what's right, to pay water, electricity, to buy foods in life, to pay the rent, and to pay other things in life, to have business. Everything needs to be paid. And to have all those things takes the wisdom, and it takes knowledge of a person that's intelligent beyond so many years. Yeah, like just take an example in history, a person by the name of Albert Einstein. He was a dyslexic person. Like me, I suffer with dyslexia. but he was the most intelligent human being on the face of this earth. He was also a chess player, like I am, and look where he got up to, because he suffered with dyslexia. And I'm not just any person that suffers with dyslexia. I fell by the age of 4 off a dog's kennel because of that. An average human being wouldn't have achieved much in life. If a person is different to any other human being, any other disability around the world, doesn't matter what disability you have. A normal human being is that won't see it the same way as the one that's got a disability. The one that's got a disability is more intelligent than the average human being. And the average human being is they try to be perfect. But the one that's dyslexic, one that's disability, no matter which disability, they got highly intelligence beyond so many years. They see the world differently. In my case, I'm highly intelligent. Not just in my saying so, because I am so. And I am that way because I am intelligent. People have called me genius. People have called me the wisdom. People have called me faith within me. People have seen the light of God within me. And that's another thing that I'm about to say. People have seen the light of God within me. And there is a light of God. Believe me when I tell you that. What can we do to have the light of God within ourselves? To be perfect with God takes courage, takes wisdom, takes action. In the Bible, like David and Goliath, David beat Goliath with a stone. And a stone is great wisdom, yes, but it was also intelligence. Know how to use a stone when God told him how to use it. It takes courage to face your fears. That if you're afraid of spiders, if you're afraid of snakes, if you're afraid of scorpions, if you're afraid of crocodiles, or even insects, like a cockroach. Like my mom, she's afraid of cockroaches. She actually got struck by lightning many years ago. She's got steel in her back, right, from a fall. She's medically boarded, right? And that's the truth. And I try to help her because she's 75 years old. And not just that, because she's 75, it doesn't come everything. She won't be around for the next 50, 60 years. She's still got a couple more years to live. Yes, we all have. But when a person gets old, they forget, they get miserable, they get depressed. But they also get sometimes Alzheimer's. And Alzheimer's is a disability. Don't doubt that, because it is, no matter who you are. When a person gets old, they don't register everything that a person has to be done in life. Because they don't see, they don't hear, they don't, eyesight fails, your hearing fails. You don't listen correctly. You don't have anybody to help you. And even some people, they don't want help, where you need somebody to look after you at that age. If it's 75, 80, or even 100. But you need help. Sometimes people don't ask for help. But it's the truth. Like I said previously, I always tell the truth. No matter what we do, we need help. I would say I'm not just anything, because love and honor matters most. Sometimes we don't keep our word in life. When you say you're going to do something, you do it with immediate effect. When you say you need help, that you need to have help with immediate effect. Because with someone that doesn't listen, when a person doesn't listen to you, it goes on their phone, or they take their phone as God, or if they just ignore you. That's not good. There are people living in shacks. There are people living in gutters. There are people living in the noon. It's got disgusting. I've been to places overseas, yes. I've been to New York. I've been to Canada. I've been to LA. I've been to Miami. 90% of America I was in. I've even been to London. And I've even been to a place called Madame Tussauds. Excuse me. I also have to say this. I would like to be loved. And I would like to be accepted by my life. And I would like to be accepted for the woman that will love me, who I truly am. I've never had anybody in my life, not one person that has ever loved me for who I am and who I would stand for. So, any woman out there that is beautiful beyond belief, I would do anything for them, and I would give anything to be with them, and I would love them and for who they are, and I will never turn my back on them. And to say this, I will be loving them for the rest of my life. And to have a relationship, I'm looking for a serious one, and that will last for over 100 years or more. I'm looking for someone that is so beautiful that is beyond beauty. And it could be a blonde. I like blondes. I like brunettes. I like redheads. I like ones with black hair. Doesn't matter if it's color, because as long as the person's got a good heart, and as long as that person loves you inside and you love them back, because that's what we need. I also like black. Some blacks are beautiful. Yes, I would say that. Some of the Indians are beautiful. Some Chinese are stunning. And I also like Chinese people. Yes, I'm actually one of the got one or two friends that are actually Chinese. And one of my friends that at a fish restaurant called Ronaldo's, he's a good friend of mine, but his wife is Chinese. I'm one of the friends with them, and it's the best fish place in the whole of South Africa. and it's by near Bayside Centre in Cape Town called Table View. And to say that, people must go there. If they ever go to South Africa, and they will get a lot of business, and then please just give that a thumbs up on that, on Facebook or YouTube. So I'm looking for someone that is got blonde hair, brunette, black hair, or even red. If it's red hair, I would accept that with nearly 100%. But I like dark-haired women. But I also like people that are from overseas. Doesn't matter what country it's from, as long as the person's got a good heart, and as long as that person wants a relationship with you, and to have a family, and talk the problems, whatever the case is, that person must love you, and that person you must be loved, and you must love them back, and that person must accept you for who you really are inside. Because inside of ourselves, we have to be honest with ourselves to be loved. And you must be loved within and without, with other people. Is not just within yourself, with other people as well, that you are in a relationship with. Sometimes you must help the relationship grow stronger within, because if you don't have the strength to deal with a relationship within, you'll fail in every chance that you get in life. Because if we don't do what's right in a relationship, you will always turn your back, you'll fail, and she'll turn away from you. So I'm saying I need someone to understand. I'm saying I need someone to marry, and I would need someone to marry in the next, I would say the next 20 years, or even sooner, as soon as possible, if it needs be. I would say with immediate effect, because I want to be loved, and I want to be loved with somebody that really cares. I've never ever experienced true love in my life. I want to be loved by anybody that's listening. Please, I'm saying this with the honest and true feelings of my heart. Some woman out there will love me, no matter who it is. Thank you for listening to this, and thank you for understanding, and thank you for being there, and thank you for listening for us. And I want on the last note of this, please vote on this video for Facebook and YouTube, to be linked to this and go live with this. Please, I'm asking this with all of my heart and soul. Please do this for me, because I don't have anybody else. Thank you.